everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Night with Trucking Life. We're going to be replaying a show that the guys did on January 30th of this year. We hope you enjoy it. And don't forget, next week we will have episode 4 of the Misadventures of Pat and Heather, the series.
And now, your host.
Hey everybody, didn't expect it to be me? Well, it is. Sorry to disappoint y'all. Welcome to this Sunday brunch show for January 30th, 2022. How y'all doing today? Well, let's see. Football is about over. You got, 3 more games and then the big one. So we'll just take a quick minute of your time today and touch base with y'all and see how everybody's doing. So that you're not looking at me all the time, I guess. Let's bring on somebody else. Jonny Rogers.
Hey, that would be me. Hello, folks. I hope you all are having a good Sunday. Yeah. Sorry you had to, put up with Pat at the beginning. I know it's kind of scary, but you'll be all right.
It's just a short amount of time. It wasn't very long. They didn't have time to get sick yet.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So they don't have to go get meds or anything like that. They're going to be okay.
No, I think they'll be okay. They brought Pepto-Bismol with them, I think. I don't know. But we are. You saw us on Wednesday, and here we are again. So, But every Sunday you're going to have different people. Every Wednesday you're going to have different people. So you never know what you're going to get. So make sure to tune in Sunday and Wednesdays. So. Yeah. Well, let's jump into this real quick. As a lot of you know, it's all over the interwebs, all over the news, and that is the Canadian protest. And we're going to touch on this Canadian protest right now because I think it's a very important topic. I know that there's a thousands of U.S.-based trucks that are going into Canada to stand by with our brothers and sisters up there. And do not, under any circumstances, listen to the media when the media tries to downplay this as, a small amount of people. It's not that big. As of last count that I saw, Jonny, I think, saw another number, but I saw 150,000 trucks. It is miles long right now. They're in Ottawa. There's still a bunch on their way to Ottawa. The media wants to downplay it as, it's just 10,000 and their view doesn't matter because their view's going against science. That's just all not true. The government has moved the prime minister and his family to an undisclosed location under the under the false narrative of, it's for his safety. There's been threats. There's been no threats. They've been peaceful. They haven't done anything destructive. And now their new narrative is because they put a Canadian flag over a statue commemorating a gentleman, a Canadian, that walked across Canada for cancer awareness. Well, then all of a sudden they're a bunch of scumbags. That's a false narrative. And I think it's kind of funny how they'll be upset over that statue getting a Canadian flag on it, but yet totally ignore the oppressive actions of the Canadian government and what they're doing. So, I just, just touch on it and see maybe Jonny's seen some other things that I haven't seen. And
I've been looking around and I found some interesting articles and interesting things that I've looked up. The convoy is over 70 kilometers long, and it's just getting longer. The first set arrived the other day. Yesterday was the second set of trucks to arrive, and there's more trucks actually showing up today. there was 15,000 trucks from the U.S. that have actually gone up to Canada to support them. Since this whole deal has come about, the Canadian people have raised $5.5 million for this convoy, and the U.S. has raised $4.3 million worth of donations. They raised $8.2 million. They're hoping to get to $9 million dollars for the donation. There's been rumors going around that that it was fraud and that the money was put on hold because, this fraud was going on or that fraud was going on. Like Pat said, it's all false narrative. What it was everything was put on hold because of international banking. That's the only reason it was put on hold. They've sent out, I forgot how much, but they've already sent out money to the truck drivers now with that portion. There's 275,000 supporters, folks. 275,000. You know how many people, just in general, that is, that are supporting these truck drivers to, to do what they're doing, to show the government, not only in Canada, but in the U.S., that, hey, you know what? We're not going to put up with your crap. Okay. We're just not going to do it. People think that, Canada is just completely separate from the U.S. and that it's not, nothing to really do with us. What people don't realize is $21 billion is what we make by the growing season and for product that we take across the border to Canada that Canada doesn't have because of their short growing season. We import $21 billion worth of product, worth of food to Canada. So with this mandate, that affects that $21 billion. That affects actually our drivers. That affects the Canadian drivers because our drivers go up to Canada just like their drivers come down and go back and forth. So with that trade going on and with us importing food to them, that is going to affect all of us, in some shape or form. Also, I got I got some news that I can't pronounce his name right, but the gentleman that they're Trudeau. How do you pronounce it? Trudeau. So. Yeah. Trudeau come on and said that what these guys are protesting about is nothing, and that they're it's not a big deal. They don't have a leg to stand on, pretty much. Calling them a bunch of flakes is what he's doing, because Trudeau is chicken. He is chicken to confront them because he knows that they have a point. And I'm just going to say that straight out. There might be some people that don't like that idea, but it's true. It's true.
Right. And I think, for those of you who may not know exactly what the protest is all about, it's a protest of the vaccine mandates. Now, in the United States, of course, the Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional for the government to institute a mandate for non-federal workers. And if they wanted legislation like that, it had to go through Congress for mandates. But the federal government instead decided to implement vaccine mandates for Mexican and for Canadian drivers coming into the country. Now, Mexico does not have a mandate that I believe, for American trucks going in there. Canadian does. You do have to have vaccine cards to go into Canada. And that's the big protest right now. And it doesn't make any sense when you have countries now that are actually lifting all their mandate requirements. You've got Ireland, you've got England, you've got there's a couple other countries that are just now lifting their mandates. When you're having that go on and you're not lifting the mandates yourself and keeping them going, all you're doing is feeding into the narrative of this is more totalitarianism. This is more government overreach, more control into your life. And the one thing that to get a trucker's attention is to put more restrictions on them. We can't stand it. We're overregulated as it is, and it's gotten to the point to where it's slowly choking our industry to death. And this is kind of like the final straw, especially with the Canadian drivers. They have rights as well as we do, and their individual liberties are being infringed upon. And people go, well, it's for safety for others. Well, yes and no.
I thought that's what the vaccination was for. For everybody that went and got it was, supposedly you weren't supposed to get it from the people that weren't going to get vaccinated.
Well,
so,
yeah, that narrative when they first came out. Well, everybody needs to get vaccines so we can make COVID go away. Once you get the vaccine, you're fully protected. But before when the vaccines first came out, anybody that was saying these vaccines are not going to last, they're not going to work. Scientists are coming out and telling you that these vaccines aren't going to work. Well, they were all considered conspiracy theorists, and they were all being canceled, not only by Facebook, but by Twitter, by the government in general. They were being censored. And, now it's starting to come out that these vaccines don't work. And that you're actually more susceptible to contracting COVID if you are vaccinated than if you're not vaccinated. And so the complications too that are coming from the vaccines, they're having a big problem in men where they're having enlarged hearts, so I mean, everything's slowly starting to come out. And I think that it's let us make that choice in our bodies. You can't have one group of people where you say out of one side of your mouth, your body, your choice, because you agree with that narrative. But to another group of people, you're going to say, nah, it might be your body, but it's our choice. So there's no consistency in everything that's going on right now. In countries and stuff like that. And I think that's a big thing. Don't tell us what we have to do. Let us make those choices. That's what we have.
Right. I agree 100%. I'm the one that lives with my body. Nobody else. It's me. I take care of it. I control it, so I should control what goes in it. That's just how I feel. I've seen a few, I don't get them all, but I've seen a few posts come by. Maybe we should take a couple of, real quick, take a couple of viewers and answer some questions real fast.
Well, I'm looking at question. I don't see really any questions, but yeah, they're infringing on rights. Yes, just because it's Canada, they also have rights too. They have the right to free travel, as we do. They also have, civil liberties, as we do, and yes, they are definitely being infringed upon. It's where does it stop?
Well, when it comes down to it, just because they're in Canada and they're in a different country doesn't mean that those people up there are different than we are. They are complete human beings, just like we are. Right. Those truck drivers are doing the same exact thing that us truck drivers are doing down here. We're transporting goods for the public to consume. And when you take that away, then you take away the product. Now the product isn't on the shelves. I read a deal where there's been some pictures taken, and they're talking about how the shelves are starting to run dry up in Canada because of so many trucks being on this protest. And you don't realize, even if it's just 150,000 or 250,000 trucks, you don't realize how much product that actually takes away from the shelves.
That's hundreds of tons of product that isn't being moved. That's I've always kind of said it, that pretty much, I mean, all trucks would not have to shut down if we protested. It
No?
would be to get the fuel tankers on board, and if they were to shut down, even for 48 hours, it would shut down the entire country. You know, um, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with striking, but I do agree that, if we have voices, then our elected representatives need to be those voices and don't just ignore us because you're in a different elite class sitting in Washington in your cushy job, and, you feel that we're just a small group and our opinion doesn't matter. And I think that's a big problem with our government as well as other governments too. When it came to the GoFundMe and stuff, let me read what Brooke put up there. The organizers of the convoy had to gather specific finance documents to adhere to GoFundMe policies, international banking laws, but they have coordinated with their attorneys, accountants, and even specific fueling corporations. So yeah, they're games playing is what they're doing. I am surprised that Facebook hasn't tried to get involved. They have canceled one of their Facebook pages, so they had to make another Facebook page. I think right now, if you guys aren't, and I'm not telling you guys have to donate or anything like that, just, I'm sure we can get a link put up somehow to go show your support for these people, because what's happening with them will directly affect you guys. Even though you don't have a truck, it will directly affect you guys because of prices of goods and services.
Yep. Well, like I said, we transport $21 billion worth of the food to them because of their growing season is so short up there. So, that right there affects us, and, that affects not only us truck drivers, but that affects the people that are picking the produce, the people that are working in the warehouses, the people that are driving the forklifts, it affects all of us somehow, some way. This affects everybody.
Yeah. And it needs to be taken care of. People's rights, their God-given rights, need to be respected. You may not agree with them. I get it. There's people out there that don't agree with it. But you have to respect dissenting of views. And, you can't sit there and ignore somebody or cancel somebody just because you don't agree with their view. And that's one thing I feel strongly against is cancel culture. And, just because it's like, what as people, I mean, if we didn't agree with somebody 20 years ago, we didn't cancel them. Okay, we didn't agree with them. We had a passionate conversation about it and went about our day. Now the thing is, if you don't agree with somebody or you don't want to listen to their view, we're going to cancel them. Well, that's what the government, like I said, in Canada, and the media in Canada right now is trying to pull over this Terry Fox statue. And, they're finding a few protesters out there that have swastikas on their flags. But what they're doing is they're taking that swastika out of context. So, be careful when it comes to the media and what you see from the Canadian protest. It's not all cut and dry, and they will manipulate, the media will manipulate pictures, photos, narratives to make the protesters look bad because they don't agree with the protest. It's not societal popular, I guess it is. Like BLM or one of them at the time, 2 summers ago or last summer, I think it was that was the popular thing, and with them, it's only a matter of time. You might have one person that might act up or get arrested, and then they're going to say, oh, well, it was a violent protest. Well, just be careful, but, go check them out. Go, support them. You don't have to support them financially, but stand with them, because what happens in Canada can directly affect you. Now, will it directly affect us as truck drivers? More than likely not, because we don't really get a lot out of Canada. We actually send more into Canada, because it comes by way of Mexico and stuff like that and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, just in general, because of the industry, just get out there and support them. You got anything else to add there, Jonny?
No, not off the top of my head right at the moment.
All right. Well, with saying that, I think we're going to be back in 2 and 2 with our new topic. So see you in a little bit.
That equals 4.
Well, what can I say? 2 and 2.
Everybody help me give a warm welcome to our newest streamer here at Trucking Life, Dutch from International Asphalt Junkies.
Hello, my name is Dutch Aronson, and I'm an over-road truck driver and have been for 18 years. I currently live in Orlando, Florida with my fiance and my fur baby, Loki. I currently work for Dart Transit out of Eagan, Minnesota, and have been for 2 years. I hold dry van, which means I can hold wood and etc., but no hazmat, nothing like that. I currently am streaming on my page, International Asphalt Junkies, through Trucking Life. Please feel free to join me on my adventures. Thank you.
Welcome to the team, Dutch, and thank you for joining us in showing the world how everything gets moved from here to there with Trucking Life.
All right, and we're back. That was for Dutch, one of our newest streamers. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the crazy side, Dutch. I hope you enjoy it. Definitely look forward to watching some of your streams.
Yeah, and I'm going to put this out there. The Misadventures of Pat and Heather. Check us out with our dog Tinkerbell. We're trying to get our viewership up there, and if we hit 500 viewers, 500 followers, then we're going to do us a little gift card giveaway. So make sure to follow, like, share, and check us out over there.
Yes. Well, I'll have to think about that. I don't know. It's you that we're talking about.
I don't mind if anybody else follows us. I don't know about you. Questionable characters. But
also, you can follow me and Brooke on Living, Loving Trucking. We have a lot of adventures going on there ourselves, and we have a page called Old School Gear Grinders that you guys can look up on Facebook. It's a really good page that I started. Just because it says old school doesn't mean that it's just for old school people. It's for anybody. It doesn't matter who you drive for or what you drive. Everybody's more than welcome to join the page.
Yeah, I think doesn't Brooklyn have her own little personal thing too? Where she does little inspirational little things.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Yeah, I think we need. Everybody go find her on Facebook and check her out. Well, we're going to bring up another topic here. Jonny, you were wanting to talk about parking.
Yeah, there's a lot of places where we used to be able to park and that are being shut down and closed down. And, a lot of the rest areas are being closed down in these different states. And they're taking away from our parking instead of helping us fix the parking. For me, I find it hard to find places to park because it just, but if you got to park at a truck stop, if you're not there by, 2:00 in the afternoon, it's pretty much filled up, and you can't park on a lot of the get off or get on ramps in these states because they'll give you a ticket for it. It's almost like they're trying to force us to all be in the damn truck stop. Well, there's not enough room in these truck stops for all the trucks that need to park at night. You go by these big old open areas, fields or parking lots that are just sitting there vacant, and you see them sitting there for years and years vacant, and they don't do nothing with them. open it up just trucks. Let us park there, make it a parking area. They want us to, park, in a safe place. Well, let's start looking at that, instead of trying to cram us all into a truck stop where, somebody gets backed into, or whatever happens, there's so many places that I've seen that they can open up for us to park in.
Right. Well, I'll tell you something that kind of annoys me is when you go into these truck stops, and I'll call them out on this show, Pilot Flying J, and TA Petro. I'm going to say shame on you. Shame on you for how you're treating us truck drivers by having, all these reserved parking spots, and the majority of them are open because nobody wants to pay the money to go in it. Example, I was just in Effingham, Illinois. For us truck drivers, we know how big that Petro is out there. It's a big one, and 95% of the parking spots at that Petro were paid parking. Okay. Yep. There was maybe 20 spots that were open, and they were in the very back corner, and that kind of stuff needs to stop. Not only do they, have us over a barrel with their overpriced goods, their overpriced food, just damn near force feeding us all this fried garbage food at these truck stops, but now they're charging us for parking, and it could range anywhere from $10, $15, all the way up to $25, depending on location. Now, there's a Petro out in Bordentown, New Jersey, that not only has reserved parking, and I was just getting to that there, Facebook user, and not only do they have, you have to pay to go into the parking lot, but then you got to pay for reserved parking, and it's like, that's like a double bang on us. And it's like a lot of these guys are living paycheck to paycheck, or living off their advances because they're the only one working. And when you go in, it's like, when we'd go into the grocery store, if we spent $150, that would last us all week for food. Well, we go into Walmart now, and $150 won't even buy half of that stuff anymore. So that's why I primarily use Love's. Love's has still got it. They still, are, yes, their stuff inside is a little bit overpriced, but they're not charging you for parking. And that, and the way that they have their app set up is good. Just reading this quick article. Love's Travel Stops plans to open more than 40 locations and add more than 3,000 truck parking spaces and 3,000 jobs in 2022. So, that helps, but that's not going to help us till like 2023. Now, I personally try to stay out of truck stops because you're just going to lose your hood, but being at customers, if some of you follow me, know that even I lost a hood at a customer. So, but yeah, it took them a while too to actually. I finally got the new hood put on, but I try to stay out of the truck stops. Right now, we're at JJ's truck stop, only because I wanted to be someplace for the show. But even still, I mean, like today, I went in and got an omelet, got some home fries, toast. Heather got a breakfast, fried egg sandwich with fried bologna on it, and that was $22. $22, and that kind of stuff is just ridiculous. So, I'll find all kinds of places to park. I'll go park at, behind Home Depots, because a lot of people don't realize you go park behind a Home Depot, you can run off their Wi-Fi at night if you need Wi-Fi. I try to stay out of the rest areas, but just, little spots. A lot of these dealers, Peterbilt, Kenworth, stuff like that, they have parking out front. that you can actually park at. And I totally forgot it when I was in Effingham, Illinois. I was like, wait a minute, the Peterbilt dealer over here has got parking, got a huge lot for parking. I went over there, nobody was there. So that's where I parked for the night, and nobody bothered me. And American inflation has risen prices tremendously in the last 3 months alone. Food and fuel prices are continuing to rise and won't taper off anytime soon. Well, that's true. And the only way that's going to change is when the political party that's in power right now, until their policies change, that's just how the market's going to be, and it's going to get worse. There's no end in sight of what's going on right now, and it's going to cause our fuel prices to go up. Somebody sent me a thing yesterday. Palm Springs, California, diesel was $5 a gallon in Palm Springs at the Pilot. And I can pretty much guarantee you, if it's $5 a gallon at that Pilot there, Jonny, on 40, just past Needles, that little truck stop that's out in the middle of the desert there, just before the rest area?
Yep, that truck stop a couple months ago, or a month ago or two, was $6.09 a gallon.
I can guarantee you it's $7 a gallon right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are outrageous.
There's places in California that Supreme gas is $8.45 a gallon for Supreme gasoline.
Yeah, and that's absolutely ridiculous. And it's these speculators. The speculators that got to stop. They gotta rein in them. But so let's see here.
All this is doing is making the rich richer. People that own these gas companies, the government that we have right now, all they're doing is getting richer off of all this crap. They have so much money that no matter if inflation goes up, it doesn't bother them.
No, because they pass
money. They don't care.
Right. Yeah. They pass the extra costs on to us, so they're not losing any money. It's us losing money. And all it really hurts is the poor class, the lower class.
Yep.
I hate to say lower class, but the poorer and less income individuals out there and families. It makes it harder to raise a family and stuff like that. And so, and then when you've got, these special interest groups like these unions and stuff putting it in these kids' head, hey, you work at McDonald's, you deserve $15 or $20 an hour. No, you don't. I mean, I get it, the cost of living where you live, that's how it should be based on, but not just because of what you do. I mean, that is an entry-level job, and that's all it was meant to do. It's an unskilled, untrained job. It's a temporary job, and then you go, and they give, and see, that's the thing. A lot of these fast food places and Walmart and all that, they give their employees the tools to go get better educated so they can make more money. But the generation is lazy and doesn't want to use the tools that they're given, and majority of them are free tools to go get better education, to get a better job. They just rather complain and then, want more money for an unskilled job, and then half the time they're not even doing that job right or even show up to do the job.
That's what I was going to say. Back in the 80s, the service at McDonald's and these fast food joints was so much better than it is now. I was in one the other day. I stopped at McDonald's just to grab something real quick, and They had all the orders screwed up. There was only 3 people working: the manager, 1 employee, and the maintenance guy. That was it. That was the only 3 people working, and they couldn't figure out how to do their damn jobs. Working at McDonald's, that's a high school job. Yeah. That is not a career, people. Not a career. I mean,
and it's so hard to screw that job up when you have screens everywhere that have the order right there of what's supposed to be in that order. And
they still get it screwed up.
And they still get it screwed up. And then when you say something to them, they want to give you an attitude about it.
Yep.
Hey there, Brian Jackson. Well, we appreciate you checking in with us from Arkansas.
What's up, B?
Yeah. So, but is there certain places that you park at, Johnny, that are off the beaten path that you know of, little secret spots and stuff like that?
Well, they wouldn't be secret if I told you.
Well, hey, I gave away some of my secrets. You have to give away some of yours.
Well, to be honest with you folks, like when I go to Atlanta, I don't park at any of the truck stops in Atlanta. I go to the airport. I park at the airport all the time. We have a place over there where we could park, and we go over there and we park, and it's quiet. I mean, yeah, granted, you hear the jets flying over because, it's right in between the runways. But after you've been doing airline freight for so long and picking up and delivering at the airports, you get used to those planes. Pretty soon it's just, it's nothing. So we go over there and sleep. I have a little place in California. It's called Ozzy's. It's a little diner. And I go over there and park at Ozzy's. I still know a few little places in California where you can get off the beaten path, in San Bernardino and stuff. But I try to stay out of the cities. I try to park outside the cities, so if I'm going to deliver, like right now I'm at a Love's, I'm an hour from where I've got to deliver at in Milwaukee, but I'm outside the beaten path, so it's, I try to stay off of those. When I go to Minnesota, I park at the office, it's a quiet little place, but there's a little Quick Trip just down the street from the office. It's got a big old lot next to it that you can park in, a lot of people don't know about it. So you can go over there and get out of it. So it's just a matter of kind of paying attention to where you're at and, remembering where certain areas are that you can park in.
Yeah, well, and thinking outside the box, and there's a lot of drivers out there now that just won't think outside the box of where to park and stuff like that, and you can find them.
Yep.
Well, of course, Angela Clark, you're not going to share any secret spots. You're home too much.
Hey, that's that mean lady, huh?
Oh man, I can't stand her. Oh, wait a minute, did I say?
You're just jealous because she's got a pink truck. We know. It's okay.
Well, I got pretty pink panties on, so there. Wait, what?
We're going to start scaring the viewers, Pat. I swear.
I know. Well, hey, everybody, we're going to take us a quick break. We're going to come back with, I believe, 2 special guests. So we'll see you back here in 2 and 2.
4. We'll see you back in 4.
Trucking Life is looking for live streamers to join our team of showing the world how it gets moved from here to there. truckinglife.live@gmail.com.
I think we're on. Hey guys, this is Eddie and I'm Missy, and our new blog, His and Hers Debate Life, will debut next month on Trucking Life. A few tidbits about us. I started in the industry midlife, and he started when he was barely legal. I've got almost 4 years on the road, and he's got almost a decade in. We are company drivers with the same company, but we're often on different sides of a good debate. Join us as we tackle some of the hotter than hot button industry issues. and occasionally mix it up with some lighthearted, fun topics as well. We look forward to interacting with our viewers with polls and direct messages and even additional content to our blog from those interactions. We're excited to start this journey together on Trucking Life. Let the debates begin. Over to you, Eddie.
Thanks for the generous intro, Missy. Hello, everyone. If you haven't already figured it out, I'm Eddie. And while Missy and I are both exceptional drivers, which you kind of have to be to work for the company that we work for, we're also talented writers. I've won several awards, statewide awards for my writing, and Missy is a published author. I have my signed hardcover copy right here in the truck with me. Missy is an excellent writer, an excellent photographer, and probably the closest to meeting Amanda McCartney in real life as you will ever get. So I'm really hoping that some of her humor bleeds into the writing. But on our weekly blog, we're researching and investigating topics that we all care about as drivers and offering our own fact-based and nuanced takes on them. Sometimes we're going to disagree, but if we don't, that doesn't end the conversation for you. For every topic we cover, we will offer you a chance to read through every argument for or against, so you can develop your own informed opinion. We want you to be as informed as possible, so that way the next time someone challenges you to a battle of wits on Channel 19, you have the equipment you need to win the debate. So, if you haven't already, smash that follow button for Trucking Life so you can get our post delivered right into your feed. And even after all that, the debate is not over. As certain topics develop over time and new data is released, look out for posts titled Changing Lanes, where we will fill you in on what's changed, offer analysis, and talk about if our opinion has changed as a result. This is the fair and balanced trucking industry interactive journalism you've always wanted but have never gotten. All right, because you're going to be able to comment, speak directly to us. We're going to get an email account set up. There's going to be polls. There's going to be everything. His and Hers Debate Live debuts February 6th, and you can only find it here on truckinglife.live.
Sounds good.
Back to you, Pat, if you're backstage.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, Ed, give maybe some of the viewers might want to read some of your stuff. So, do you got any things up there that they can go to and read some of your stuff?
Talking about like the things that I've written that I've won awards for.
Yes,
that's all buried in the back. Everything that I've ever written is all sitting in a binder that is buried in the back of a storage shed in Denham Springs, Louisiana. So unfortunately, if they want to sample some of my writing, they're going to have to subscribe to the blog, and they're going to have to get their introduction to me from there. Unfortunately.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's get your all's take. On real quick. Maybe we can bring Jonny in on this and get your all's take since we got you here and we still got some time. On the trucking situation, how you guys handle it with parking and stuff.
Missy, you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. I'm pretty sure all of us have little secret places. I think that earlier you get out on the road, the easier it is for you to find a spot, because if not, you are squeezing at the end of a row at a rest stop and hoping that you have enough space. Sometimes it's just so hard. It depends on what section of the company or country you're in.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, if you get up towards the Northeast, you're having trouble, like a lot of trouble. And a lot of times you are the closest thing to your shipper or the receiver for the next day. You might be 120 miles out from place, and so you really, when you talk about trip planning, you really have to do your trip planning because it's so hard just to find a place randomly. You're looking for the TAs and the Petros and hoping that there's a back part of the lot for you. I know a lot of places, a lot of people go to like the malls or strip malls and park behind them. Unless you're calling ahead of time and talking to the manager of the place to make sure that you're not going to wake up to a tow company knocking on your door it's
Yeah.
a struggle sometimes. And
Or that new scam that they're pulling too, even at Walmart's, where they're
Mhm.
booting trucks
Oh yeah,
and put this
and
outrageous price on there for a boot.
yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
sometimes you're looking at like $1,200, and it's just outrageous because we deliver to Walmart's, we deliver to their DCs, and usually I'm on the phone calling several different places when I know, okay, I'm going to stop. Say, I'm going to stop in Kansas City. I'm going to be calling different places to make sure if I need a backup if it's too full at the Loves, or everything is taken as a pilot and all they've got is reserved parking. Or the worst thing is paying for a reserved spot, getting to one of those places, and guess what? Somebody's in your spot, and that company's not going to sit there. Oh well, it's no big deal. You've paid for a spot. Somebody's in your spot. They're not booting them out.
Right,
And so
right.
that's even more frustrating than just trying to find someplace on the fly. So.
Right. I know Jonny was bringing up earlier about parking on the on and off ramps, but even that's starting to become a thing of the past because a lot of these companies are telling drivers, don't park on these on and off ramps because if you do, we're going to fire you. And from a
Schneider
insurance
had that policy when I worked there.
Yeah, because I mean, people going on off ramps, they're tired, they're coming at full speed, they're not paying attention, boom, hit you. Now, on ramps, I mean, whatever. I mean, but there's times, I mean, and what I found out, pretty much anything east of the Mississippi River is when parking starts to get scarce.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Well, when I go, if I have to go to a truck stop, I know it's going to sound funny, but usually one of the spots or some of the spots that you can find in a truck stop are some of the most hardest spots to get into because nobody. And I'll just say it: a lot of drivers don't know how to back up anymore. They just do not get the concept. And I'll always go look for the hardest spot. If I can find, if it's the hardest spot to get into, I will get my truck in there because nobody's going to take it. That's the last ditch resort effort for people.
Okay.
What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, no, parking is a major issue. There's a major shortage of parking across the nation. I want to say in the new infrastructure bill that was passed, there has been some money allocated. I'll have to go back and look. I want to say there was some money allocated to add like rest areas and parking for truck drivers, like specifically for truck drivers. But I don't know how effective it's going to be. And of course, I think, Pat said something earlier, it's going to help, 10 years from now, but it doesn't help us today.
Right.
But yeah, no, I avoid pilots like the plague, even though I'm a hypocrite because I'm parked at a pilot right now. I had to pay for a spot last night. So I'm in it right now.
Yeah.
But no, I have what I call parking anxiety. I have this fear and I've had it since I was a brand new driver, and it's, almost 10 years later, I still have it. I have this feeling in my gut that I hate about showing up to a truck stop, out of hours, needing a place to park, and there's no safe legal parking. And I do everything I can to avoid that scenario as much as I can. I'll park early. I'll be very selective about where I park. The really good thing, Missy and I, we work for a really amazing company. One of the things that they do is they don't believe that we should come out of pocket for anything. And that includes reserved parking. All of our reserved parking gets reimbursed. So that's really helpful. I wish more companies did that, but unfortunately they don't.
Right.
Because right now, I mean, that's just the cost of doing business right now. These truck stops want to start charging for parking. Then we're just going to have to start. I mean, where else are we going to go? You got so many Walmarts now have the, you guys were talking about the boots, a lot of Walmarts they have signs posted, no semi parking. A lot of places that we would normally just show up at and just kind of quietly tuck ourselves away into a corner, no truck parking, stuff like that. So,
right.
It's a shame. We're needed, but we're not wanted anywhere.
Well, and when it comes to those boots, it's not even the Walmart stores that are doing it. It's the landowners that are doing it who are in cahoots with the tow truck companies, so they can all make money off of us because people see trucks, they think money.
Yeah.
Quick, easy way to get money.
We're paid so much.
There was a guy.
Well, I know Jonny is.
Look, just because I got a new truck doesn't mean that I'm paid a lot, you know.
I see those stacks of money behind your head there. What you got behind your head?
Oh
there? It
yeah,
looks like
look at
money
that
to me.
stacks of money. Yeah.
What is
Don't
that?
tell anybody. There was a guy a couple weeks ago that was parked in a Walmart parking lot, and they put a boot on, and he carries a small settling torch with him, and he went out and cut it off and drove off. Yep, cut the boot off and left it laying there on the ground and drove away. Yep,
Well,
he carries it in his
Way to do
trailer.
it.
And
Well-
I was like, yeah, there you go.
Well, whoever builds these new rest areas, hopefully they're smarter than the last person who's designed rest areas, and they're not leaning towards our head. Every rest area I've been in, the parking's always leaning towards your head when you're, It's like, what? Come on! Did you actually sit in a vehicle when you designed it?
Laura just put on here, do you feel safe parking at, say, the ride-sharing lots or entries to the toll roads, for example? Entries to a toll road, you can usually, a lot of those have a big enough area that you can usually park at if you need to find a place to park. Yeah.
Yeah, if they let you.
Yeah.
The ride and shares, you're not supposed to have a truck in those. They'll get you on that one.
Oh yeah.
No, my philosophy is if it's not a safe and legal truck spot, I don't even like playing make a spot. I don't like going to sleep with the idea that someone could come and knock on my door and tell me to move, and then I don't know where I'm going after that. I don't even like that. That's like when I say I have parking anxiety. I have parking anxiety. All right, I want a safe, legal parking spot. That's why I love working for this company, because if I got to pay for it, it don't matter. It's not coming out of my pocket anyway.
Right.
That's understandable.
Well, with that, I want to thank Missy and Ed for coming on. We look forward to your show coming up next month.
Thank y'all.
We will be right back after these words.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
Listen up, Mother Truckers. Missy Rickman's debut novel, Mother Trucker Because It's Never Too Late, is now available in hardback, paperback, and ebook format. Sandy, the main character, is in the middle of a midlife crisis. It leads her to become a truck driver, and this new venture brings not only passion and adventure back to her life, but also 4 new best friends. Sweet and sassy, Mother Trucker is Smokey and the Bandit meets Bridesmaids. Filled with comedy, emotion, and some embarrassing adventures across America, Missy draws from her own life experiences in this hilarious, heartfelt book about rediscovering yourself. Order today at www.mothertruckerthebook.com or go on Amazon or Barnes & Noble and order your copy today. All ratings and reviews are welcome on Amazon or Goodreads.com. Happy reading, Mother Truckers.
Heck yeah, go find that book, check it out, good read. Looks like Johnny, you got something to say.
Oh, wait. Well, you got to know how to read first before you can read the book, right, Pat?
Listen, I'm still working on counting. I've got up to 4.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I'm so impressed with you. You'll have to
go to 6.
You'll have to teach me how you got to 4, because I'm only on 3.
I took my socks off.
Ooh, I feel sorry for Heather. Well, I bet you got stock in Lysol, don't you? Well, I gotta, Wednesday, folks, me and Pink Panther, Angela Clark, aka the Mean Lady, we are doing a show Wednesday. We got a little bit of a surprise for you guys. Not going to tell you what it is. You're just going to have to tune in and find out and see exactly what the show is going to be about. It's something that me and Angela both agree on, and we've both had a little bit of. So, with that being said, please tune in Wednesday night at 7 o'clock and, watch me and Angela live and see what we have to bring to the table, folks.
Oh, there it is right there. Yeah. So
Wednesday night with Trucking Live. See,
yeah. The original midweek show.
Yep. Often copied, but never duplicated.
Yeah.
Always
So,
the original.
Always the original. Yeah, we're sitting over here at JJ's. Had breakfast and all that. Nice little spot over here. You and Brooke were over here, I guess, last week before when you're bringing the truck back.
Yes, we were. We love JJ's. Good food over there in the restaurant. The restaurant's always had good food. You can usually always find parking at JJ's. They got a pretty big lot. Yeah, it's a good little place. It's an off-the-wall place, but it's decent, and the food isn't going to kill you.
No, we are actually on our way down to San Antonio, and our route is actually taking us by your house. So we're going to stop over there at the Sonic gas station and say hello to Ms. Brooke and Miss Sarah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
There's Tinkerbell in her yellow shirt. So, heck. Well, yeah.
I'm here at the Loves just outside of Milwaukee. I'm just on the border. Got to deliver tomorrow in Milwaukee and then head to Minnesota. And then from Minnesota, I'm headed over to Baltimore, Maryland. And then hopefully from Baltimore back to Atlanta so I can run back and forth from Atlanta to Eagan, Minnesota, and back to Atlanta.
Well, hopefully Baltimore has dug out all that snow because they just got that blizzard. Long Island got 2 feet of snow that I heard, and some other areas out there got 28 inches. Some got 18 inches. Atlantic City got 18 inches, possibly more. But yeah, so
somebody just posted something about Buc-ee's. Well, something about they're expanding something.
Well, yes.
This morning, Buc-ee's is interesting and will be expanding across. Well, yeah, but Laura, they won't let trucks on their property.
No.
They refuse to let us on there, but they will let RVs and everybody else park on their property overnight.
Well, and see, a lot of it too is that we've done it to ourselves. Our shit bags, our piss bags, our garbage.
Yes.
And I mean. Yeah, we can get upset about it, but you know what? Our fellow brothers and sisters did it to themselves. And yes, female drivers are just as guilty as guys.
I was just going to say that, it's because of some of the, and not all of us truck drivers do that. There are some of us that are respectful and use the garbage cans and use the toilet like you're supposed to. But there is a lot of guys that, and gals that just don't do that. They leave their garbage and piss bottles and whatever laying all over the ground, so that is partially to blame for this, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to go pick up somebody's piss bottle, because they're too lazy to get out of their truck and walk to the back of their truck where a garbage can is,
Right. Now there is another competitor to Buc-ee's that's coming out. They're in Illinois. They're building another one over there on 44, which is on 44, where the old car assembly plant used to be, right there off the loop. And they're building, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but they're a competitor to Buc-ee's, and I think that they actually allow trucks there. So also wanted to touch on when Jonny was saying Quick Trip. Now that's Quick Trip with a K, not the QTs that y'all see out there up in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And I'm going to say it on here, great little fuel stop called Quick Trip with a K. Also Quick Star down in Iowa, the same company. But they should be the standard for what truck stops should be like.
Oh, yes. By all means. Yes. You can go into any one of those and you can actually do grocery shopping. You can get your hamburger, you can get lettuce, you can get milk, anything that you can pretty much get in a grocery store, you can find in the Quick Trips or the Quick Stars. It's like a miniature
grocery
store in a truck stop, and they are truck friendly. You can buy your diesel there, your DEF. They got parking. They're always very, very well cleaned. Their bathrooms are always clean. Some of them have showers that are very, very clean, very friendly people. Yes. if you're ever up in the
Minnesota.
Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin area, I definitely recommend you stopping at one of those places to park.
Right. Absolutely. Well, with saying that, Johnny, we had another riveting show here on the Sunday Brunch. Make sure to tune in next week, this time for Sunday Brunch. Who knows who's going to be here? Who knows what's going to happen? Make sure to check out the Wednesday show with Jonny and the Pink Panther. Rumors are somebody may get naked. I don't know. But hey, we will all
I got to get paid somehow.
Hey, again, thanks to Jed and everybody behind the scenes,
Yes.
to all our ladies on the board there, and we will see you all next time. See y'all later.
Laters, peace. We're out of here.